When did you witness someone's career end in a single moment? I was a junior analyst for a big shot vice president named Mr. Hayes. He was a master at taking credit for other people's work. For 6 months, I poured everything into a huge market analysis project. I worked late nights and weekends. It was my baby. The day before the big presentation to the CEO and our most important clients, Hayes called me into his office. He took my final report, put his name on the cover, and said, "Thanks for your help. I'll take it from here." He didn't even read it. He just wanted the glory. This presentation was his ticket to a senior partnership. He told me I didn't need to attend the meeting, saying it was for senior level personnel only. I knew he was going to present my work as his own and leave me completely out of it. I felt sick. All that work, and he was just going to steal it. That night, I couldn't sleep. I knew he hadn't read a single word of the report or the presentation slides. He was just going to read off them. So, at 3 a.m., I logged into the company network. I opened the presentation file he had saved on the shared drive. I went to the most important slide, the one with the final financial projections. It was a complex chart with a lot of data. I made one tiny change. I switched the labels on the X and Y axes. It was a small detail, but it changed the entire meaning of the chart. Anyone who actually understood the data would spot it immediately. Someone just reading the slide wouldn't have a clue. The next morning, I found a reason to be near the big conference room, pretending to drop off some files. I could hear Hayes' voice booming, full of confidence. I peeked through the glass. He got to my slide with the switched axes. He pointed to the chart and started explaining it based on the incorrect labels. He said, "As you can see, our projected growth is exponential." He sounded so proud, but the chart with the axes switched actually showed a massive loss. The CEO, a very sharp woman named Mrs. Davis, frowned. She leaned into her microphone. "Mr. Hayes," she said, her voice cutting through the room, "that chart doesn't show growth. It shows us going bankrupt. Are you reading this correctly?" The room went completely silent. Hayes froze. His face turned pale. He started sweating. He couldn't explain it because he didn't understand it. He started stammering. "Well, the axes, there must be a typo." Mrs. Davis wasn't buying it. She looked around. "Did anyone else work on this analysis?" My manager, who knew I'd done the work, pointed to me in the hallway. Mrs. Davis called me in. "Young man, can you explain this chart?" I walked to the front, pointed to the screen and said, "Yes, the labels for the X and Y axes are inverted. If you flip them, the data shows a modest 15% growth, not the bankruptcy Mr. Hayes just predicted." I then explained the next 3 slides of data from memory. Without looking at the screen, Hayes just stood there, speechless. The CEO stared at him, then back at me. She smiled a little and just said, "Thank you." Hayes was escorted out of the building an hour later. I got his job the next week.